What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Zatima. This is Season 2, Episode 15, and the episode is titled Moments of Clarity. Y'all, we came back with Fatima and Zach, baby. They are getting it in, and she's like, what's my name? And he's like, Fatima. And she's like, that's not my name. He says, what's your name? Baby, why did she say Bryce? I fell out laughing. I said, oh, great. This was all a dream. So, that whole little rendezvous was a dream, y'all. And basically, Zach ends up waking up. Bryce actually calls him and nags him about going to see a property or whatever. And Zach finally agrees to go. Y'all, Bryce has been aggravating me because he's been nagging Zach about seeing this damn property. Like, can y'all just cut ties already? Because we're tired. We're all drained. Nonetheless, Zach calls Fatima. It goes straight to voicemail. So then he decides that he's going to call Angela. Partner, how the hell do you even have her number? How does Zach have Angela's number? There has never been a time where Zach has needed Angela's number. And if I was Angela, I still wouldn't answer my goddamn phone for him because he called me a fucking bitch, okay? And he has yet to apologize for disrespecting her. Nonetheless, she ends up telling him that, Fatima ain't around and that basically he should go ahead and leave Fatima a message because she'll get it eventually. So now we have Fatima. She's in bed with Paul, but nothing happened. He's sleeping on top of the covers or whatever. And according to him, she was calling out Zach's name while she was asleep. I'm like, yeah, because your ass shouldn't have been there. I'm sorry. Paul's energy is way off for me. So, she tells him to leave, right? Because she has a lot going on. So, he tells her, there's a limit to all of this. Now, he says he doesn't mind being used, but it feels one-sided to him. And that she's getting all the benefits and he's getting nothing. Nigga, you the one who decided to do this bullshit. You knew she had a man when you met her ass a while ago. You knew she had a man when her fucking tire was fucked up. You knew she had a man when y'all was in the elevator together. You knew all these things. So, you're the nigga who decided I'm going to play boyfriend number 2 and play the fucking waiting game and wait my turn. Nigga, wait your turn. If you get one. Because, I'm sorry, Fatima did not, try to play Paul. Paul put himself in that fucking position. Especially when he told her, oh, I don't even care if you call me his name. Baby, let's not forget that. Paul, I'm sorry, but you're the one who played yourself. Like, I'm over him. So, then he tells her, no. She told him that, you're getting to know me. And then he had the audacity to be like, oh, and you think that's a good thing? When I tell you, Paul would have had to get the F out right then and there. Bye, Paul. You got to go. Because then he decides that he gonna flip it, y'all. Talking about because, the more that I get to know you, the more I want to be with you. And now he's like, oh, but I'm going to give you your space. Sir, you should have gave her space a while ago, okay? But no, you've been playing in her face this whole time. And she gonna entertain it, because why not? So, nonetheless, he ends up leaving or whatever. And Angela, she sees him and she's like, oh, the walk of shame or whatever. And he's like, nah, because ain't nothing go down. And he ends up offering Angela to fix something on her roof or something like that. And I'm just like, sir, could you please just get out the house, please? So Fatima, she's creeping downstairs. I don't know why. And her and Angela have this conversation. I was over this conversation between Angela and Fatima because for some reason they decided to talk about, oh, whose package is bigger, Zach's or Paul's. And of course, for some reason, Zach, he just got the biggest thing you've ever seen in life. Nobody can stroke like Zach. Zach, nobody can do it like Zach. Baby, I'm tired. I am so tired of this idea that Zach is just the best thing in bed. He's the best at this. He the best at that. He the only person who can cuddle with her. Y'all are draining, okay? But nonetheless, for some reason, we have Angela caping for Zach. Like, I'm not understanding how Angela had one conversation with this man, and now she's just like, oh no, you should go ahead and try to work it out with Zach. Why, girl? Like, it's not making sense. Especially, sorry that I have to keep bringing it up, especially at the fact that Zach didn't even apologize to you for being disrespectful. So why do you think that she needs to go ahead and give this man a second chance so fast? Because Angela's like, Zach, his singing on stage, it was really cute. Girl, was it? I don't think so. So then Zatima, she goes on to talk about how Zach basically said all the right things at that table. I said, really, girl? You think he said all the right things? Because for me, I was just like, okay. And what else is going on? Because Zach, again, he has all these words about what he want to do with you in the bedroom, but he has not changed. Because there's a list of things that Zach has done at this point that he needs to go work on himself first before he can try to get back with you. But next thing you know, Angela, she brings up Bryce. I said, now, Tyler, what we don't want to see is her and Bryce. Like, go find Sam. Go find Sam and see what that's about to do. Because you and Bryce, that ain't going to work. So let's go ahead and move on to Zach. He's at home. He working out or whatever. And Tony is at the door. Oh, wait. And Nate is there too. So Nate, he basically says that he was with Belinda the night before and she created the fake profile. So Zach, he tells him that they need to go see a therapist. Sir, you've only been to one session, so I'm going to need for you to pipe down on judging your friends just because you had one session. And I feel like the doctor really didn't even advise you on much. But nonetheless, his friends decide to bring up, Zach possibly moving on with another woman. So what does Zach do? He kicks them out the house. Y'all, I promise you, his friends are so draining. So now we have Angela. She ends up pulling up on Belinda. And, she's asking her if she made the profile. Now, Belinda denies it. So Angela is like, well, let me see your computer. So Belinda, she realized that Nate was the one who was snooping through her stuff when he was at her house. And she has to admit that she's the one who created the fake profile. And then she tries to make all these excuses about her being on shrooms and that's what made her do it. Girl, please. It's called pure jealousy. Okay? For some reason, you are obsessed with Zatima and you are jealous of her and her lifestyle and the man that she got. So you decided to do something that was absolutely low down and dirty. And you gonna, get whatever is coming to you. So now Angela, she tells her, take the profile down or whatever. And she lets her know that Zatima already knows that you're the one who's behind this, Belinda. Because for some reason, Belinda's like, don't tell Zatima, don't tell Zatima. And it's like, girl, you knew at some point she was going to find this out, right? So now Angela is basically done with Belinda. And I'm like, good, because Angela can be very gullible. Y'all, one thing I want to point out real quick is it me or does Zatima and her friends live a whole lot better than the sisters do? Because when I look at the way they're living versus the sisters, it's totally different. Like, of course, Andy has her nice penthouse apartment, but Karen house, her little apartment, a little janky. You know what I'm saying? Danny's little studio ain't much. And who else was I missing? Danny, Sabrina. Oh, Sabrina. Her apartment is whatever. But Belinda got a whole house. Angela, she has a nice house. And even Zatima, her apartment was really nice before she moved in with Zach. And I'm like, wait a second, how they living like this and the sisters living how they do? Because I ain't trying to be funny, but like, Angela, I think, is probably in the same role as Fatima. They are assistants. They not making like buku money like that. And even Belinda, I don't know what Belinda do. I think she's trying to be like a gossiper or like a the shade room type page. But it sounded like it was just starting up. So I don't know how she getting her money either. But they living pretty large. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to what the sisters living like. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on because we got to talk about Fatima. She's at work. She gets a call to come to the front desk or whatever. And baby, she gets served papers because Deja is suing her. Now, of course, Angela, she's popped up. And what bothers me about this whole thing is that Angela be popping up at Fatima's job as if she works there. And ma'am, you work on a total different floor. Please go to your job. Nonetheless, Fatima's mom, she shows up, right? The only thing I got out of this whole thing was that shout out to the hair department because they gave her mama a French roll. And I ain't seen nobody wear a French roll in many, many years, in like over 20 years. So shout out to the hair department. She basically was there to tell her daughter that she wants to take her to lunch. Cool. So now we see Zach. Now, he gets a call from Henry, and Henry basically tells him to come over for dinner. And then we jump over to Fatima, who's having lunch with her mom, and she tells her mom that, you know, she's not with Zach anymore. So now the mom is comparing Fatima's dad to Zach. And I'm like, ma'am, where are you going with this? So Fatima's mom says that, you know, she was still in love with Fatima's dad, and all of this stuff. Ma'am, get to the point. And what does she want Fatima to do? Come over for dinner. I'm like, okay, great. So now we're going to have her parents play matchmaker. Like, what is going on? Like, her mom hated Zach. She went and dug up all this information on him. So for them to try to play matchmaker, I'm already over it. Now, we got to jump on over to Zach and Bryce. Y'all, Zach ain't got the money to be doing all of what Bryce is trying to do, okay? Bryce has been nagging about going to go see a property that they can possibly invest in, but Zach continues to tell this man he ain't got the money. But Bryce ain't listening because Bryce is just trying to make this deal happen. So Valerie, you know, the lady who's been popping in and out whenever they supposedly have some type of deal on the table, she's like, you know, y'all need to get y'all stuff together. And I'm like, their stuff together, they need to get some funds. Again, because Zach ain't got no job, how is he going to be investing in all these properties? He has no income to even reinvest. But you know what? I'm just going to let that go. So at first, I thought Bryce was like low-key flirting with Valerie. You know what I'm saying? However, she went over to one of the construction guys and she's like, honey, let's go talk. Y'all, why was the man Paul? And my thing is, Paul, how did you not see Zach there? Like, he was standing right next to you. You didn't see him? You didn't hear him talking? You didn't recognize that voice? Yeah, that was a little strange. So I guess we're going to figure out what Valerie and Paul's relationship is on the next episode. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.